Welcome to the Alignment Yoga blog. Last month I wrote a bit about the mountain pose, standing posture. I find that so many people come to yoga, they're concerned about their posture. They've observed that their head is starting to pitch forward. Maybe they've observed that their shoulders are starting to round forward. At any length, they're concerned about their posture. And they're correct in knowing that yoga can be a very powerful technique to help improve the posture. Sadly, what I see happen in yoga classes day after day is in standing posture, teachers try to teach them Tadasana, the mountain pose. And they overload the students with instructions. Lift your head, shoulders back, shoulders down, chest lifted, this, that, or the other thing. You can see people's eyes start to glaze after about the 8th instruction, and the teacher just keeps going and going and going. As a result of that, I looked for a more efficient way, a more effective way to teach people how to stand. People would like better posture. How can we give them simple, easy to remember techniques to improve their posture? And the result of that is the Prone Mountain pose. Day in, day out, I'm teaching the Prone Mountain pose to help people feel in their body what is the proper alignment of the torso. Where does the head live with respect to the chest? Where does the chest live with respect to the pelvis? And so on. And we talked a bit about Prone Mountain is very, very simple, where we take and bring the chest as close to the floor as we possibly can, and then keeping the chest as close to the floor as possible, just hovering the nose and the chin off the floor. Nose and the chin just barely hovering off the floor. That's the essence of Prone Mountain, learning how the head, the shoulders, the chest, and the pelvis all live in a straight line. Then we added a detail to that. We took a look at the shoulders. So many people, as I mentioned previously, are concerned that their shoulders are starting to round forward. And in Prone Mountain, we have a very simple instruction for that. Think in terms of broadening out through here. Think in terms of broaden your chest and broaden your back. And if you think of nothing else, you're going to have a really nice posture, both in Prone Mountain, but more interestingly, in standing upright. So please join me here. We're going to review what I wrote about late last year in terms of Prone Mountain pose. Then from there, we're going to build on that using the spine bag. A spine bag is a special prop we use in alignment yoga to give you more detailed feedback of where your spine is. Because once you have an understanding of the big picture, where is your chest, your head, and your pelvis, then the next layer of understanding is to know where your spine is. And I've found nothing works as effectively as the spine bag to learn in your body where your spine is, to help realign your spine to find the optimal posture I think we all want.
So when we come into Prone Mountain, we're looking to start with the hands back by the lower rib cage. And don't worry where the elbows go. We're not going to pay attention to the elbows for the time being. What almost all of us find is that our forehead ends up on the floor, and our chest is a good deal off the floor. And what you're experiencing firsthand is a tendency we all have for our head to pitch forward. It's the epidemic of poor posture, how many of us, our heads are pitched forward. So to correct that, we lift the head up first, and then bring the chest as close to the floor as you possibly can. Bring the flesh of your chest directly in contact with the floor. And then your challenge is to keep your nose and to keep your chin just hovering off the floor. So your chest is down, your head is ever so slightly up. And we see so often that when we talk about lifting the nose and the chin, people do this. That's just lifting the nose. Make sure you're lifting both your nose and your chin to keep the neck elongated. So building on the idea of elongating the neck, I'm stretching back through my toes and forward through the top of the head. And those are the fundamentals that are Prone Mountain. Chest to the floor, the nose and the chin just hovering off the floor. And then we come up to the shoulders. And my assistant's going to help me out here. The shoulder instructions are really quite simple. The only thing I think about to properly align the shoulder blades, to align the chest, to open the breathing, is one simple thing. So you'll find my assistant is going to put his fingertips on the outside of my upper arm, right up where the arm bone inserts into the shoulder socket. And I have only one thing to think about. I want to press out into his fingertips. One shoulder, then the other shoulder. So the result is you're going to feel that there's not only a broadening across your chest, but there's a broadening across the back. I see so many yoga students, their enthusiasm to open the chest, they open the chest by doing that to their upper back. There'd been no net gain. You opened one place by closing another place. So watch here how I truly extend evenly the back and the chest, pressing out into my assistant's fingertips. That right there is the Prone Mountain pose. Chest to the floor, nose and the chin just hovering, broadening the back and the chest. Prone Mountain pose.
So what you just saw was the Prone Mountain, a review of the essay I wrote late last year. And Prone Mountain, to review, it's the chest as close to the floor as possible, your nose and your chin just hovering off the floor. And the cool thing about Prone Mountain is your pelvis is already in the proper place. So you've gotten a feeling for the optimal alignment of the torso. So now we penetrate a layer deeper to start to take a look at where specifically is your spine. And we can talk a lot about the spine, but what I've found over the years is a lot of us really don't know where it is. We can't really feel where our spine is. So external feedback is the name of the game when we're trying to learn a new part of the body. And the feedback device we've come to favor in alignment yoga is called the spine bag. So please join me in Prone Mountain as I this time put a spine bag on my back. The spine bag is going to help me feel in my body where is my spine, where are the specific vertebrae. And with that information, I can realign and find the optimal alignment that's going to benefit my posture and really benefit my whole systemic health.
The Prone Mountain with a spine bag, all the same elements apply. So from here, I'm seeing the tendency for head forward posture. So to correct that, I bring my chest to the floor and my nose and my chin just hovering off the floor. At the same time, I stretch back through my toes and forward through the top of the head, creating that sense of a lengthening in the spine. And just as we discussed previously, to properly align the shoulders, I think in terms of broadening not only my chest, but also broadening the back. The benefit of the spine bag, it gives me moment-by-moment feedback where my vertebrae are, where my spine is. And what you're going to feel is certain vertebrae have a very pronounced contact with that spine bag, and other vertebrae are sort of missing in action. You can't feel them. So it's not that we're looking to flatten the spine. We're looking to bring each vertebra to have a relationship, to have an intelligence with the back of the body. The secret to good posture is not what you do in the front of your body, it's what you do at the back of your body. So the movements I'm going to make here are going to be very difficult to see with the untrained eye. They're more inner movements. And my inner movements are to feel that every vertebra, my lower back, between the shoulder blades, the neck, each segment has a feeling, has a contact with that weighted spine bag. And then once you've found that contact, and you're likely going to find that specific vertebrae are harder to contact than other vertebrae, those become your challenge points. Bringing each and every vertebra into contact with that spine bag. And once you've gotten there, holding the pose, a minute, 3 minutes, sometimes even longer holds like 4 or 5 minutes, can have great utility in reminding the body, retraining your body, how to come to optimal posture.
So I hope now that you have a clearer idea in the techniques of Prone Mountain, and then if you have access to a spine bag, it's all the more effective to perform Prone Mountain using a spine bag to give you the moment-by-moment feedback of the alignment of your spine. I found firsthand, and I've found in working with thousands of students, that Prone Mountain in tandem with a spine bag is the most effective, most efficient way to improve the mountain pose, and indeed to improve your entire posture of any single technique I've stumbled upon in 20 years of teaching. I'm glad you joined us, and happy practicing. Namaste.